Newsfirst exclusive.
The intersection of artificial intelligence and cybersecurity is shaping our world, and Sri Lanka's digital landscape has also been evolving. And at a time like this, the need for a skilled workforce has never been more critical. Now, as professionals or experts in this space, SICRA has once again stepped up and organized its 11th annual Cybersecurity Summit. And this lays down a platform for the business leaders, entrepreneurs, and even students to be ahead of the curve. Now, to discuss this and much more in detail with me, I have with me today Bhushan Dayaratne, the CEO of SICRA Holdings. Welcome back to the show, Bhushan.
Hi, thank you. Thank you for the invitation.
It's a pleasure having you here. Now, before we dig deep into this cybersecurity summit, I'm going to put this question out there just to start things off as formalities. Bhushan, cybersecurity and artificial intelligence, two very important topics in the present context of the world. In a technologically rapidly evolving world, it's two very important topics. Now, why is cybersecurity and artificial intelligence so important today, not just to business leaders and entrepreneurs, but also to young students who are entering that world today? Why is it so important? Give us about this a bit.
Yes, cybersecurity has always been the buzzword lately. Especially during the COVID time, and where the world shut down, a lot of people went to the digital world, some without even looking at the security side of it. So that's where the vulnerabilities rose, and a lot of systems were vulnerable. So the hackers basically had a buffet table, so that they went and attacked so many places for financial gains, for bringing reputation of certain organizations down, so on and so forth. Now it has also changed drastically with the artificial intelligence. Now it's like the double-edged sword. While the hackers use the artificial intelligence to make distractions, make attacks, we also need to use the same engine, same artificial intelligence to defend it. Because it's humanly impossible for a machine attack to be protected by a human. So that's why we are going to put the machine against the machine to attack. So that now we see lately a lot of artificial intelligence created attacks going around. I would say, like, in even the social media have deep fake videos running around with individuals' faces and names, voices. But when you look at it at a glance, you might think it's an original person, but it's not. So there's so much of attacks, like automated attacks taking place. The funny part is the AI does not have a time to sleep. They work 24/7, 365 days of the year. So that's why that we need to be even more careful, even more protective than ever before.
I think the perfect way you sum that up was it's a double-edged sword.
That's right.
And now SICRA has been teaching us how you can handle this double-edged sword, because
Absolutely.
it's no easy equipment, if you put it like that. It's no easy tool to be handling. So SICRA has been hosting the annual Cybersecurity Summit for over decades now. Now you will be hosting the 11th edition of the Cybersecurity Summit. A lot of expectations. Tell us, what was the initial vision a decade back? Where did this start? How did it start? And where is it now, and what can we expect in this 11th edition of the Cybersecurity Summit?
Yes, so Cybersecurity Summit was inaugurated, or rather the SICRA was inaugurated about 14 years ago. And when we came in to the industry, a lot of people told me that it's a very niche domain, and not many knew about what cybersecurity was about. And it says, be careful, you might not have a future in this industry. But I made them prove wrong. Now, back then when we started, a lot of people were not aware of all these things. So first thing, we went to the technical team, and then they spoke about all the cybersecurity related incidences, how you can protect your IT infrastructure, so on and so forth. One common thing which we got from all of them was like, yes, somewhat we are aware of it, but unfortunately our management is not aware of these sessions. So that's where we thought of the Cybersecurity Summit, bringing all people together and create an awareness on the cybersecurity. As you correctly mentioned, we have even at the 11th edition, we have all categories or all audiences in the country getting involved in this summit. So that's where the birth of cybersecurity happened actually 14 years ago. But unfortunately, due to economic crisis that Sri Lanka faced, and also due to COVID, 2 years we could not have the summit. That's why to date it goes as the 11th Cybersecurity Summit. So the 11th, I mean, every year our summit is always focused on the burning issue at that time. So today, as we all know, the burning issue for all of us, not only for corporates or to the government, to the individuals, it's a biggest threat, this artificial intelligence. So this year's 11th annual Cybersecurity Summit, we are 100% focusing on AI, how AI is disrupting the world, and how we, the ethical hackers, use the same engine or the machine or the tool to defend yourself.
So just an idea, 14 years back, today an annual summit, no easy task. So now I believe this year also has quite a few agendas. Now, what makes the agenda for this year fundamentally different from the previous years? And also this year's theme, you've selected a very specific theme this year. Why have you selected this theme for this year's annual Cybersecurity Summit?
Because now we see even the last couple of months, a lot of attacks generated through AI, and a lot of people are not aware of how to defend such attacks or how to protect the organization. So that's why we thought, okay, might as well we bring the global experts into Sri Lanka. There were quite a lot of experts from, including Meta, Facebook is down here to discuss about the summit, and especially the AI. So we thought bringing those global experts down and also mixing with the local experts. So we have the guest speakers and the panelists who are the industry leaders joining in to discuss and see how best as a nation, a country can support to defend such attacks.
Yeah, now I believe that you all have a session on AI governance models and frameworks this time around as well, and this seems to be quite important for business leaders and especially in the Asian market. So how does this specific item on the agenda address the struggles of business leaders, especially in the Asian market?
Yes, this is very important. That is the very reason why we invited actually Meta to come down, and so they will be taking the center stage on this session, where we also need to know while we use this AI. So we used prompt engineering. We tell the tool that you use on AI, tell to find some content or develop some videos or develop some pictures. So that tool will be searching what is available in the globe, and some of them may be copyright items. So how do you govern that? And then you use that for your own business purposes. How do you protect yourself in the copyright violations? And also how do you use ethically this machine? So, and also there are two types of thought leaders in this section. While some says that you should not do restrictive regulatory rules and regulations for a country or for a region, you must keep it open. But there's another school of thought, like, say no, it has to be regional or country specific, because dimensions or the thinking pattern of each region may differ from one another. So that's another interesting discussion that we'll be having. So we have one set of people are saying no, it should not restricted, it should be kept an open source, it should be kept anyone to use it, use your innovative ideas, your innovation and all that, while the other side saying you need to protect the locals, you need to protect the country, and then there should be country specific or regional specific regulations. So I won't tell too much because it will be discussed at the summit on one of the sessions.
Yeah, I know that you're not going to put in too much, but I just want to put this question in here as well. Now, these threats that come through AI account for a large number of sophisticated issues that present organizations face. Can you give us one such threat that organizations presently face through AI? and how will the summit also help recognize such threats, and how is it going to help educate the people who will be attending this summit to tackle such threats?
Yeah, see, the biggest threat that we have is now, if you look at a traditional attack, and if it's a targeted attack to a particular company, the attacker will look at, when is the time that this company will go on the annual trip, right? Or when the company shuts down, like, the time that you don't think or you ever even imagine, that's the time the attacker will come and place his distractions into that organization. So sometimes we also, organizations do run 24/7 and try to protect the organizations. So that's supported by the human. Now we need AI, so AI doesn't sleep. So he has 24/7, he is active as every single minute, where sometimes human goes to sleep in the night, though you are on duty. So this machine or the tool will keep on attacking until he gets successful. So that's the biggest threat that we all have. So, and those attacks can even go on for days, weeks and months, until that person gets, the attacker gets successful. That's one of the biggest challenges that we have, because sometimes human makes mistakes, machines don't. So and these machines are intelligent, and if you prompt that AI properly, and then they can penetrate into, stopping that person would be an impossible task if you don't prompt another engine to stop that. So that's, I would say, one of the biggest threats that today's world that we see. But at the same time, if you find basically say a safeguard a company has put when you're attacking, if there's a physical, for example, we say there's a firewall put in, so then the human trying to break the firewall might be a little difficult task, right? So then if you compare it with the AI, so AI also do the same attack, and then you find a firewall in, and then AI instantly will find what the firewall is, what's the brand of the firewall is, and it will find the loopholes in that firewall instantly, and will attack into that loopholes, break in. Sometimes it's called zero-day attacks, and will penetrate into the system. So it's different. Like, if a human will go back and will find, okay, we'll have to do a research of this particular firewall. Where do I find the vulnerabilities? How do I break into it? But the AI will do it instantly.
Yes. From what I'm hearing, there's definitely so much we can look forward to in this summit. Now, apart from the main conference that you're hosting, I believe there are a few other events as well, some specifically for the business leaders, some specifically for students as well. So what are these other events that our audience can look forward to?
Yes. So before I come into that, I think part of your other question I forgot to answer. So what you learn at the summit is that we have 4 sessions. One, as we just discussed, on the governance and ethical usage of AI. Then we use how AI could be used to prevent such an attack, and then also how AI will be used to automate it. Like, you can go to sleep, but the AI will be defending your organization until you come back. Or even someone attacked 365 days, 24/7, but there is another man from your side is trying to protect. Or if there is a continuous attack coming on board, to alert the system, look, so on, there's an attack in place. So that's what you will learn at the summit. So it is for technical leaders, it will for governance, risk professionals, and also it is for the senior management. Today, regulators are becoming extremely tough, and in order to protect you and I, the consumers, and so that there are a lot of penalties and fines have been put in. So the responsibility lies not only with the technical team, but also with the management. So coming to your other question is that now it's a series of events that we have for the 11th Annual Cybersecurity Summit. We kick off the summit with the CEO's Forum, where our broad theme of the CEO Forum is why cybersecurity should be a boardroom discussion. Because sometimes these discussions end at the technical level, it does not come to the board for various reasons. now for the last 11 years or more, we have been telling the board of directors you should bring that as one of the serious discussion topics at the board level. Now soon after that, so this year's board of at the CEO's forum, we are also talking about, while AI you use as a newest vehicle to drive, but at the same time there's a vulnerability arises in your organizations. How do you battle that is what we're going to discuss at the CEO's forum. Then we have the day conference, a full day conference. Immediately after the day conference is over, we have something called night hack. So basically we are ethical hackers will showcase how these AI tools sometimes bypass their own AI tools to make distractions, and how as technical people, how do you defend it? How do you prompt your machine to stop what an AI is prompting an attack against you? So it's a live fun activities where you will see an ethical hacker coming on board, from the other side is a red teaming coming on board trying to prevent an attack. It's a fun event. I think that's something that someone should not miss. It's one of the event, like, respected event of the session. So soon after that, we as I said, we have now addressed the senior level board management level crowd audience, and also we have managed the technical or the risk compliance officers on these events that I just spoke about. So the next we look at is how do we have so much of cybersecurity students. Even Sikra campus has a lot of cybersecurity undergraduates who are studying. Cybersecurity is not a book knowledge, right? You need to understand what you learn, how do you put it in practice. So the best way we do that is we have something called the CTF challenge, which is capturing the flag challenge, where we are promoting to all the undergraduates who are studying cybersecurity to come on board. So we have different flags put in different areas, so you need to break into systems and penetrate into it and capture that flag. So the ultimate is we have a couple of flags. Who reaches to the first flag first would be the winning team. So that's where what you have learned in your university, how do you put it in practice? And this will be very valuable session for undergraduates to prove that you are technically sound when you go to an employment, or when you put your CV and you can say, look, I have been the winning team or member of the winning team of this capturing the flag competition. So I would invite all the undergraduates who are in the cybersecurity field, join this. It will be in the month of October. Then we don't stop at that level, we go even to the lower level, because we find most vulnerable people are the youth. They embrace technology, they adopt technology, they take everything at first. Unfortunately, they are not aware of the risk side of it. So, if you look at the social media platforms, every social media platform has security settings, but not many of them activate those security settings. In that sense, you become vulnerable. So we have the Youth Summit on Cybersecurity planned in month of November. So this program summit is in association, or it's endorsed or recognized by the Ministry of Education, where we have been having for the last 4 years. The Colombo edition we have been always having. Last year also we have close to 1,000 students from the leading schools in Colombo participate. So on the request of Ministry of Education, now this year we are planning to take this summit, Youth Summit on Cybersecurity, out of Colombo. So we have planned to schedule one in Kandy and one in Jaffna. Earlier what happened is all of them came to our summit in Colombo. So instead of hundreds of students coming into Colombo, so we thought we will go into that respective region or the district and have larger number of students coming on board. So these are all free of charge programs. We don't charge students, and our objective of this program is for students who are participating become the brand ambassadors, and they go back to their own school and educate the rest of the students in the school, because it's impossible for us to educate all students. So we wanted to create the students who are studying ICT or members of the ICT society. We get them to come, we educate them, so they go back and in return educate their own students to be safe on the digital world.
Yes, you did speak about how this needs to be a boardroom discussion, but you look at the depths of it, not just needs to be a boardroom discussion, it needs to, AI and cybersecurity needs to start from a very young age, because you look at the youth nowadays, they are with their phones, they are always engaging with artificial intelligence, and that is why such summits are also very important, so that you could enlighten yourself in how to tackle these obstacles as well. Now, something that I noticed with a few details that I got was that there's this event called the Night Hack, which I did not see last in the forum. So this is something new, I believe, this year. So enlighten us about what this Night Hack is. What can we look forward to?
Yeah, so we did have it a few years, but last year we did not have it. And so this year we want to bring that back, because there's a lot of requests from our own audience and our own participants of the summit, because this is where, I mean, we have a full day of discussions from 8:30 to 5:30, so your mind bubbling, and you need some time to relax as well. So that's one of the reasons why we put the Night Hack. But at the same time, one of the reasons why we wanted to call Night Hack is because to show the participants, you do not have to be a rocket scientist to do an attack, cyber attack. Today, the internet, if you search for Google, you asked even now the AI tool. Earlier you used to use Google to search. Now the AI will do the research for you within seconds and give you the result. So it might even go, and there are YouTube channels or YouTube videos also to say step-by-step approach how to create an attack. So it's easy today. Sometimes the kids use it for the fun of it, just to go back to school the following day and say, look, Masang, I did this, I did that. So it's not to gain financial or distractions, but it's just for the the sake of doing it. But we need to educate them, and then if you do such attacks, you will get caught, right? Sooner or later you will get caught, and then you have to face the repercussions along with that. So Night Hack is a fun event. At the same time, we tell them you don't have to be a rocket scientist. So safeguard your assets. If you are in an organization, your IT assets, and if it's not in organization, if you are an individual, how do you safeguard your digital footprint? Whether you like it or not, you and I is having a digital footprint in the cloud. So from the digital footprint, you can monitor, and also you can see your common paths, and if someone wants to do a distraction, it can be done easily. So how do we stay safe is what we want to do, and also not by just telling, but also by creating and showing such attacks, so that it will go into your heart much deeper than listening to somebody and say this is how you safeguard.
Yes, from the Night Hack, the CEO's Forum, and Capture the Flag, there's so much for us IT geeks to look forward to in this annual Cybersecurity Summit. Bhushan, before we wrap this up, any closing remarks you want to give about the forum, the annual Cybersecurity Summit rather, that will be happening?
Yes, so sometimes people might wonder, okay, should we go back to the golden era of having papers, writing documents, having a safe, so that you don't have to get out of the digital world? I would say that's not the answer. Whether we like it or not, we need to go with the world. We need to develop, we need to go into the digitization. What I would tell everyone is, when you are using the technology, understand the risk associated with and be safe. So the summit is all about, as I said, in different audiences, for the management, for the technical, the university students, and even to the youth. We say, you go take the technology, but use it safe for your own safety.
Well, AI and cybersecurity, proactive defense for the future. That will be the theme for the 11th annual Cybersecurity Summit hosted by CICRA. An opportunity for workers, entrepreneurs, students to stay ahead of this rapidly evolving world where AI and cybersecurity is such an important topic. And that's a wrap of this edition of the News First exclusive with me, Juad Abdin. Until I see you again, take care and goodbye.
Newsfirst exclusive.